motivated, determined, resilient, confident, mentally untouchable. Notice I didn't say physical because no man is.
How about I take my motherfucking goddamn covenant, chase you down in the middle of the motherfucking snow? You're running. You see a bunch of us in black cloaks running towards you. You see me in a gold cloak. Big, tall, muscular, evil-ass motherfucker running at you.
He's right on top of me, but I can't see him. What's he doing?
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Big, tall, muscular, evil-ass motherfucker running at you.
Alright, no more jokes. This is the Low Tier God Iceberg. If you don't know what an iceberg is, basically sorts things from highest to lowest, being the most known is the highest, and the least known is the lowest. Now, I made this iceberg myself because I saw one on Reddit, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. I didn't want to make a video where I didn't understand what any of it meant. So I decided to make my own. Of course, there's a lot that could be there that isn't there, but this is my video, so I don't really care. I've never made a video before, so hopefully this is a good first attempt. But anyways, the character, Low Tier God, he's an infamous one, really. A character mostly known in Street Fighter, but he's very popular among other lolcows, names such as Wings of Redemption and Darkside Phil. Now, I'm not exactly a Low Tier God expert. I am an expert in Wings of Redemption, but that's not the topic of today. So I'll do my best to tell you everything I know about this man. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
You know me as Low Tier God.
You should yourself now. A meme that's popped up very recently, around 2 to 3 months ago. According to my estimates, I would say. Now, this clip takes place during one of his streams, where I believe he was fighting a Smash player. And what had happened is he got beaten, as normal, so then he quit the lobby, and he said to the player, "You are as worthless as a summer ant." And in his reaction video, he got stuck on that topic for around 2 minutes. Because of his own wording, he thought it was brilliant. Now, I will say a lot of Low Tier God's wording is brilliant, but you'll see that later in the video. Why don't you see for yourselves?
You're gonna stay on my dick until you serve no purpose. Your purpose in life is to be in my stream sucking on my daily. Your purpose in life is to be in that chat blowing it daily. Your life, you should now and give somebody else a piece of that oxygen and ozone layer that's covered up so that we can breathe inside this blue trapped bubble. Because what are you here for? To worship me? I mean that with 100%, with 1,000%. I've never seen somebody so worthless in my life. I dead ass have not seen such a more worthless in my life.
Viscant. How could anybody who knows Low Tier God forget about Viscant? Also known as Jay Snyder. Now, I don't remember if I left it in the clip or not. I probably should remember that. It's a pretty important thing to remember. But he is a professional fighter player. He plays in many different fighters. That's the appealing thing about Viscant. He's able to play a huge variety of characters, of games, and he's generally good in all of them. He states that this Street Fighter that he's playing Low Tier God in is one of his worst games. And even then, Low Tier God is still beaten by Viscant. Many people clown on him for his loss against him, but I'd like to argue that Low Tier wasn't beaten as bad as people think he was. Now, it is true that he was beaten pretty poorly, but there was one overlying reason that Viscant was able to take the game compared to Low Tier God. Viscant was able to adapt faster than Low Tier could. Now, Low Tier switched sporadically in the beginning between many different characters. He switched off of his main after the first round. The second round he was already playing a character that wasn't his main, while Viscant stuck with either 1 or 2 characters, I cannot remember. Now, what you'll see now is the interview beforehand. I didn't include the aftermath because just look it up yourself.
I think what everybody saw was a little video of somebody saying that there's a reason why gamers are single. and somebody's picture was shown right off the bat. How do you feel about your face being the promo of that video?
It goes back further than that. He's been disrespecting me for a while. I already beat him. I beat him 20-6. I don't even know why we're having this match, except for the fact that he keeps using my name and then he keeps ducking me. I mean, if you're gonna talk shit, then don't duck. If you're gonna talk, then back it up. If you're gonna be a bitch, then run like a bitch. This isn't about me being good. It's about him being trash. That's it, dude.
Last I want to talk about is you're bringing your own money into this. Yep. Your own money. Whatever you do, that is your paper. How do you feel about him being backed?
It's garbage. I mean, I can't put it any more simple than that. Usually when money match, you have respect for the other guy. They put their money, they're gonna play you, they're putting themselves on the line. He's not putting anything on the line. Like, he's an attention whore. All he wants is attention. So win or lose, he gets attention. You know, he's not putting anything on the line. He's free rolling this. That's a bitch move. He said I wouldn't call him that to his face. Wherever you are, you're a bitch.
Bitch! Bitch! Come here, bitch! Okay. Ooh! Look at this! Come here! I don't know you as bitch. I know you as...
You know me as Low Tier God.
Tell us a little bit about what the hell is going on here, man.
First off, I played this has-been online with his dad jeans. Played him online. He played my 2-week-old Rolento. The original score was 5-3. And then he wanted to keep playing. It was a set, and the original set is 5, first to 5, right? That's what sets are, correct? He wanted to keep playing. I said, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to keep playing this dude's Blanca. Okay, the final score 20-6, but it was a troll session. Original score 5-3. So I went on Twitter, called this guy out, called him a has-been, called him a rape face, Charles Manson, anything you could think of. This dude looks like a fucking zombie out of The Walking Dead. Then he comes here dressed like he got his outfit out of fucking Target. So, as simple as that, I made a video. The first guy I could think of on why gamers were single was Viscount. This dude looks like he lives in his basement. He looks like he never gets sun. He could possibly be a fucking vampire. So after that, he goes on Twitter. He starts e-thugging. You don't know me. As simple as that. You could call me a bitch online all you want, but in real life, this isn't a fucking game. As simple as that.
Street Fighter. Now this one is probably the most simple entry on the entire iceberg. It just refers to the video game that Low Tier plays. Although he doesn't only play Street Fighter, he also dabbles in a little bit of Smash. He's played some Mortal Kombat. He's even played some Dragon Ball fighting game. I'm not sure which one, but I'm gonna take my bets and say it was Xenoverse. He plays quite a few fighters. I've seen him play a lot of things. But Street Fighter's his main game. He's a Rose player. But I'm sure he plays a lot of other characters he's made fun of for being Low Tier God. Yeah, playing higher tier characters. A lot of people say Rose isn't even a low tier character, but that's for you to decide. Your mom. A very, very simple entry on this list. It is literally only referring to when Low Tier has to ban somebody because of a random comment they made. Now, what do I mean? Well, when they say this random comment, he'll find the most amazing and just hilarious way to add in a story about how he did something to your mom. And then you get banned afterwards. It doesn't even have to be a comment that's insulting him. I've included the best story that I believe to be in there, although that's kind of a lie because they're all the best story. But this one is probably the most crude and one of the most... I don't even know how to describe it. One of the most bizarre ways he's been able to link it in. But you just gotta see it to believe it.
I did get shit on. Let me tell you how. Your mom told me that if I came over and fulfilled any fantasy that she wanted, she would bless me with $13,000 cash. She told me to put on a blindfold and lay down in a tub, turn on the water, whatever temperature I wanted. I said, all right, did it. Next thing you know, I'm just getting shitted on. I'm just feeling hot globs of dookie all over me. I'm like, But I just, after the shit's done on me, I just feel like wads of cash being thrown on me. So I just showered and left, bitch ass nigga. So yeah, I did get shitted on. Get that ass banned, yo.
Rage quit. Another simple one. When Low Tier's about to lose a game, he'll hit the PlayStation button and leave the match. He likes to say, I don't like to see myself lose. Or he doesn't want to lose to somebody cheap. It doesn't really matter how they play, his opponent always plays cheap, it's never his fault, kinda like how DSP always says it's never his fault. It's a little different with Low Tier though. He's not always lagging sometimes, but sometimes he is. Anyways, he quits a lot of games. He's even been made fun of in actual tournaments. That's gonna be way later on the iceberg, you'll see an example of that. But, some people think he really would quit in a tournament, although I'm not too sure. Get that behind banned. Now, if you can't tell, I avoided swearing. That's just kind of how I am, despite watching one of the most crude people in existence. Now, what does this refer to? Heck, you've probably already seen it. That's what he says after he bans you out of his chat. Always ends every single one of his stories. I mean, there's probably an instance where he doesn't, but it's just common. Even in one of these clips, you'll even see in the top right corner he has a counter of how many people he's banned. I think the number's 7. So it's quite a common occurrence in his chat. The Covenant. Now the Covenant's what he calls his following fan base, the clip in the beginning you may have heard, he said, I'm gonna get all my Covenant members. He said something along those lines. They're just people who pledge to him. They're subscribers in the chat. Most likely his regular fans aren't members of the Covenant just because he has no respect for them. But either way, I'm going to move us over to his website now. Now this last one, we're going to go to his website in order to do this. So let's take a look here. Got a pretty nice picture here, I must say. But we get the motto right down here. The Covenant brand was created in the vivid mind of DeLon Sparrow in the late 2017. Using his extensive imagination, he was able to create a brand that would allow individuals to feel a part of something close-knit, as well as embrace their total self-worth and overall confidence that lies deep within. And I apologize if I got your name wrong, Low Tier, if you're seeing this. Hopefully not. That'd be a lot easier to deal with. But let's take a look at his catalog. Okay. Accessories, homepage, hoodies, jerseys, t-shirts, and vintage tees. Now the t-shirts and vintage tees are just him trying to capitalize off of the big meme a while back. And the homepage is what we were just at. The hoodies are pretty nice. But I want to focus on the jerseys. Alright, the jerseys are where it's at. I mean, look at these colors. They really pop at you. They hit you. They really do hit you. Now, here's the one thing I gotta say. Now, Low Tier cannot act. But man, can he sure model. I mean, look at these pictures, right? He couldn't have even found a better person in himself if he was to hire someone else to model these. He is better than anyone else he could have gotten. I mean, look at Cosmic Nebula over here. This one is insane. Look at the size of his arms too, oh my lord. Now hopefully he doesn't hear this and think I'm thinking something about him. Maybe something like rocks? No. Maybe this one doesn't even have sleeves on it. I mean, he's got a ton of options to pick from. All these colors, they're so vibrant. But I have a big problem deciding whether or not I want the black and violet or the violet and black. But I think for today I'll go with the black and violet. Now if we take a look here, this is one of his most infamous pictures. I'm sure you can find this one on Google. Alright, now you may have noticed before that I said it was $40 and now it's $50. How could the price have gone up like that? Well, on the back you can actually get his tag that says Low Tier God. Now, he's got a ton of sizes, going from small, medium, and large. And extra large 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little surprising since he doesn't like Boogie nor his fans. But we'll ignore it for now. At least the tag doesn't go for people Boogie's size. Well, I guess not. Maybe he doesn't really believe what he says if he can get some money out of them.
Mentally untouchable. Notice I didn't say physical because no man is.
Low Tier's real age. If you look it up on Google, it says he was born November 19th, 1984. That would make him 37 years old. He was born in California, in Los Angeles. Here on Wiki it says his height is 6'5". He's pretty dang tall and he's obviously American. But the reason I say real age is because he likes to say that he's a lot younger than he really is, but I think he should be flexing how old he is. I mean, for a 37-year-old, and he looks like that? I mean, the man takes care of his character, he really does. But that's about it for this one. 10K sub special. Motivated, determined, resilient, confident, mentally untouchable. Notice how I said all those words that don't even fit what he's describing himself. Now, before the dislikes were turned off of YouTube, this video was, I'm gonna be honest, nearly identical to likes and dislikes, but there were more dislikes than there were likes, I believe. And some of the comments left on the video are pretty funny. There's a part where he says something about standing up, and somebody says that the video, when he says that he's standing up, is him sitting down. And when he's saying that something about time, he has a picture of his watch on the screen. I just think it's really funny. There's a small clip where this dude is looking at him when he's lifting weights. Some people have zoomed in on that man's face, and this video has just been memed all throughout his career. But it genuinely is a good video for a 10K sub special. If it wasn't Low Tier's video, that's the only difference.
Motivated, determined, resilient, confident, mentally untouchable. Notice I didn't say physical because no man is. Unfortunately, our physiology limits us anything past that. More words can describe my presence, but let's not be selfish. I walk a path that was aligned for me since the beginning of time. The Creator gave me life through abundance, allowing the correct blend of souls to cross paths, but not only to make eye contact, but to share passion with one another. A passion that allowed human life to be conceived over and over and over again. And through it all, with proper planning, placement, and the correct space and time, here I stand. Mistakes made.
$30 for camera. Now this one's pretty simple. In a lot of his streams, mostly in the past, Low Tier refused to turn on his camera because he wanted $30 before he would turn it on. Sometimes it even included the microphone, although it was mostly the camera. He had the iconic message up in the top left, but sometimes he moved it to the top right. Sometimes he would even just turn it on if he felt like it. It was just literally a reason for him to get more money. He said many times that he doesn't do this for free, and I mean, it's his job. I mean, look at him now. Broly Legs. Now, a lot of people know about this one. Broly Legs is a paraplegic gamer that can only use his mouth, and he's even become one of the top players in the world on Street Fighter, even with his disability. It's quite amazing to see how this man can play. But one day, Low Tier lost to him, and now this is where I've got to talk about something. There are some things that I just don't think I should show. I mean, the stuff he said about this man was not as bad as what we'll get into later. And of course that'll be censored, because I do not believe in the discrimination against many types of people. However, I will say what he did call this man. It's a little funny, but it is completely wrong. I am in no way advocating for it. He had called him Krang from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because he was only a brain. Now that is very, very insulting. But this man can come up with some peculiar ways to describe people in a many different amount of ways. Again, no way advocating for what he said, but he just got mad at the game and then decided to insult his opponent like normal. It just so happened that this was a much worse insult than all the other ones. But we'll get into even worse later, or maybe even worse. It depends on what you think. I mean, this is about as bad as it gets. Just different scenarios later on. The BBC. Now, I don't think I have to explain what this one is, but it's quite a popular topic among a lot of his famous clips. You know, Low Tier's the one with the BBC, of course. While his followers in the Covenant, they have the BBC Juniors. Another common phrase that he often says is slap one, slap two, slap left, slap right on them cheeks. You know, it's just him describing what he's going to use in his mom story. I mean, it's just every single time he talks about your mom, it's always included. Racism. Good old racism is the last thing on this layer. Now, I'm not going to show a clip of it because why do I need to? You've most likely already seen it, or you most likely will see it. I don't know why I say most likely, because I know you will see it. There's many different clips. He's not just racist against just people of color. He will refer to himself as the peanut butter complexioned stallion, and he will refer to other people as dark chocolate. They're the undesirables. I of course don't believe this. This is me quoting him. He believes in one of the clips you'll hear in his childhood story. He says you need to get your kids and move them to a white neighborhood immediately so they can have a better childhood when they grow up. I mean, honestly? Really? That's not even it. He's racist against other people. One day somebody commented something in Portuguese. I'm not too sure why they're watching Low Tier God of all people. But you know, they were in the chat and they said something in Portuguese. And what does Low Tier say? He says those people are from the jungle and the mods need to ban them. This is an English stream. This is an English stream. Now, I was unaware that you could put up a stream and it was only for certain languages of people or certain groups of people. I had no idea. I guess I'll only be streaming to the white people from now on, because apparently that's what Low Tier believes the only type of people that are allowed to live on this world are.
And he just chokes you, busting you.
Now get this right. You wouldn't believe that this crazy character, this amazing man, doesn't like to pee in urinals. Now I'm sure there's a reason for this, right? Why would he want to pee in bottles of all reasons? He's maybe he's a Street Fighter gamer and he just can't afford to lose time and he's got to pee in a bottle. I know many young kids did it. I'm not a weirdo and I don't do it. I never did do it, but I had friends that did do it. I'm gonna be honest. Little weird, but I guess you do you, right? But this man, this ain't a bottle he's peeing in. This is a jug. This dude is collecting for safekeeping, alright? But the reason he doesn't want to do it is because it splashes back and it's disgusting. Now, maybe there's not such thing as shower, or maybe he only believes in cologne, but I don't know, man. This dude, you just gotta see how much he's let out.
So I don't believe in I'm a strong believer that toilets are not meant to be pissed in, only urinals. Piss splashes all over the seat. It's disgusting. It's unsanitary for a dude to piss in a toilet. So preferably I use a bottle.
Oh, hell no.
Whenever I have a bottle laying around, that's what I use. I get to aim the slit right in the hole and I get to urinate with no splashing, no crazy shit. It's just I urine, pour it out in the toilet, bleach the bottle, I'm good. Alright, so let's see if we can find another game. What about the sink? Now, if you piss in the sink too much, it makes the sink stink. So it's better to use a bottle. It's better to use a piss bottle. As soon as it gets about half full or almost a quarter full, what you do is you pour out the piss, get about a cap full of bleach, some water, swiggle it in there, and it cleans it. I just don't like pissing in toilets. I haven't liked pissing in toilets for years.
June the King. Now, a little while back, June the King is a YouTuber that does Rise and Fall videos, and one of his first videos in the Rise and Fall category that he had uploaded was called Immovable to Delusional, focusing on none other than Low Tier God. Now, it was a good video, you know. It was one of the most highest viewed videos on Low Tier at the time, you know. It was very similar to Frederick Knudsen and his documentaries. It was mostly factual. Most likely a few things wrong in there, but it was the best the community has. But a little later in the future, June the King had released an over 2-hour long video called My Cyberstalker Needs to Be Stopped. And you heard that right. Low Tier got so mad at this documentary that he was attacking June the King. And I'm not just meaning normal attacking. This ain't no Street Fighter fighting match, okay? This is Low Tier doxing him. Now, very serious stuff. But let's just make sure you know about this, okay? Low Tier was not the one who doxed him, so it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But it was in his chat and he says he has no idea what's going on. He has no idea what's happening in his chat. Now, I highly recommend you check out this video. June the King's entire goal of this video was to get Low Tier's channel off of YouTube. Now, he's a pretty big figure, and I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, a lot of people seem to like him, and I think there'd be a lot of backlash if that were to happen, but Low Tier certainly has done some bad things. He highlights in that video that June the King himself is not even the only one that's been doxxed. Low Tier's even doxxed, he's gone as far as dox of minors, people below the age of 18. So he gets so mad at these people that say any kind of criticism, make a meme video. Heck, hopefully he doesn't see this one, because let's see what he's gonna do. Actually, I don't really care if he sees this one. Let's see him try. I probably shouldn't have said that. It's not a very good thing to say, but I highly recommend you checking out this video. I'm pretty sure I put a picture on the screen, but I can't stress it enough. This is a video that needs more attention than it got. Acting career. Now, for a while, Low Tier's been saying that, you know, he's gonna become an actor. This is Low Tier God. This is all a stepping stone until his great journey into the spotlight. Right? As we saw earlier, this man can model, but can this man act? I don't know, cause he's acting like a clown on the internet. Let me tell you that. There's not too much to this, but you know, he likes to boast about the work he's done. But let's talk about the only piece of work he's done. Now, he's only been in one TV show ever, right? And it was an esports game where they had to compete within a round, Street Fighter, I believe, you know, the game he's good at. But he had lost in the first round. The show was called E-League The Challenger, Street Fighter 5. Excuse me for saying the first round, but the first episode is what I mean. He was knocked out. I don't remember who he was against, but does it really matter? I mean, he's gone. It's not really an acting career when you're in a video game tournament-like fighting kind of show, okay? You're just doing the same thing that you normally do. This isn't no critical Hunger Games side role kind of thing. This is literally you just continuing to play your game. But even though I'm talking trash about him, who knows? I mean, Low Tier, he's got a sizable YouTube channel, and you know, he's going up in the world, you know. So it's very possible that he could be going somewhere. I think he needs to push a little harder on it. Yeah, I think if he really focuses on it, he could do something with it. But that's just my speculation.
I'm gonna be famous. It's in my destiny. It's so destined to happen. I'm such a fucking name grab and hot commodity that people love to speak about. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be extremely successful. I'm destined for greatness and riches. And yeah, I'm talking about real famous, nigga. I'm talking about George Clooney famous, Denzel Washington famous, Michael B. Jordan famous. It's going to happen. It's destined.
Boogie2988. Now, what can be worse than an internet troll? I mean, they're just the worst of the worst, according to Boogie. Well, maybe LTG, because this is one of his most known videos, because it's his first video that made him viral. It was him clowning on Boogie and his fans. You know, Boogie's fat, he's a slob, he's disgusting, he's showing other people how not to be as a human. I believe that any type of person is fine as long as they're happy. A little known thing about LTG is he actually had a degree in some kind of health and sports thing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but let's just say here that LTG, he knows what he's talking about. He really does. But that doesn't mean you have to make fun of other people. You can let them live their lives. Now, Boogie's a whole nother man for a whole nother video, a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. All right. So, seeing these two collab like this, well, I say collab, but, you know, it's kind of a one-sided thing. But it's surprising Boogie hasn't reacted to this. Maybe it would get him some views. But, you know, the moral of the story is that this is one of the first videos that LTG made that got him big.
I don't give a fuck about the aftermath from any of you Boogie fans that feel sorry for this greasy fuck. You fat, fucking, disgusting, ass-smelling, blob, cheese drinking.
LTG is gay. Now this one's mostly a joke, but let me tell you why I put it in here, alright? I thought it was funny. LTG has been caught saying many weird things with his stories about mothers, about anything, about what he's gonna do to you. How about the clip right in the beginning where it says he's chasing you down in the snow, he's running? This is a man. This is a man that he is actively doing things that, I shouldn't talk about. So you can see here how some people could get these words twisted. But I can tell you that LTG is certainly a straight man. I don't think he has any sort of homosexual thoughts. I don't think he's a closeted man. There's a famous clip, well, I say famous to me, where he says, you heard I was gay, I'm coming out the closet. What am I saying? That's the clip that's coming up right now.
You heard I was gay? Alright, look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Guys, I'm coming out. I'm coming out the closet after your dad left the house, and I was gay as hell. I was happy as fuck, because as soon as your pop shook, your mom told me to lay my dick out on the marble table. I flopped it out, bloom, and she just inched forward on top of the marble table, tits and everything just sliding across it while my dick's just on the table. And she just ready to chomp on it like sushi in a line. I start sucking. I'm like, and I'm just busting all kind of hot nuts all over the marble table, bitch ass nigga. You damn right I was gay. I was happy as fuck that I was getting that sushi marble table dome, bitch ass nigga. Get that ass band.
Lift yourself. Now I included this one because it's Low Tier God's highest viewed video. That's pretty much as simple as that. But I included it mostly because I find his reaction very funny. It's what you'd expect generically of the Kanye West song "Lift Yourself," the one where he goes scoop de whoop, scoop de whoop de whoop. All right, Low Tier's jamming out to that amazing fire beat, with some great lyrics. But then something all of a sudden changes in the song, and it's not quite the same. Low Tier's even got to rewind the video because he can't even comprehend what just happened. I mean, how could a song like this just change? Well, if you know Kanye, this is something he does. But I just found the video very funny, and the fact that it's his highest viewed video, that should be something of itself to talk about. Black DSP. Now, if any of you know who DSP is, aka Dark Side Phil, this one would make sense. Dark Side Phil is just known for complaining about games, being terrible at games. I can't say the same for Low Tier, because Low Tier, he definitely isn't terrible at Street Fighter. He's not the best, but he definitely isn't terrible. But he is known to complain. Now, the reason that people say this is because it really messes him up. He really gets mad if people keep calling him Black DSP. He says, if I get called Black DSP one more time, he never said that. I'm just giving you an example of what he would say. This term is just something that really makes him mad, and I'm sure there's a lot of other terms out there that make him mad. Well, I know there's a lot of other terms that make him mad, but this is just one of the most known. Because the three kings, they're compared to each other: Wings, Low Tier God, and Dark Side Phil. So just calling him the Black DSP is a very fitting name. Corny. That's a very simple one. I didn't even bother finding an example for it because it's just a word he uses a lot when playing fighting games, as normal, as everything else. But the main thing about this one is I've seen him mostly use it on Super Smash Bros. And he'll You know, he's a snake player. He's the most alpha there is, the coolest man. You have to be playing a cool character. You can't be playing nobody lame. Now, I apologize to the Smash fans. Please don't hurt me if I get this wrong. But I believe the character is it's Ness or Lucas. You know, I don't know which one. I really don't. I don't play corny games. That's a joke. Please don't hurt me. But when he says PK Fire, Low Tier absolutely despises that. Going making all his weird noises because he just hates it that much, man. That's corny. That's corny. I don't do no corny stuff. I don't play around with no corny games, no corny characters. He only plays the cool characters. I mean, it's as simple as that. Tearsexual. Now this one here, it's kind of an odd one. All right. Now I believe this to be a term that's defining of a detractor, such as DSP, the haters, if you will, the trolls. I think he refers to them as Tearsexual. In this specific clip here, we'll go in more depth a little bit later. He pays rocks in order to take down Tearsexuals. Who's rocks? You'll learn about that later. But these Tearsexual videos, it's most likely that we can assume from this that he means haters. If you're to look up literally Low Tier God Tearsexual, there's an Urban Dictionary definition by Spectrum Customer Support. Thanks for that. But it basically says that it's a supporter of the Covenant. I believe my idea is a little bit more descriptive, but it's pretty much on the money. It's got some few famous quotes that he said, and by famous I mean pretty basic. Like that guy is a Covenant member. Yeah, makes sense. And yeah, he is a Tearsexual. I mean, I'm glad he gave us the definition of the word, or used it in a sentence. Tearsexuals doxed that kid. So maybe this is referring to something like June the King again, as he's blaming the people that have, the people in this chat, that it's not him. But we're not going to go back on that tangent again, alright? I thought it was a little funny that this definition had 111 likes and 72 dislikes. Shows a lot of people don't agree with it, but I'm still going to use it as evidence because, why not? But I'd like you to take away from this that this is what I believe to be him talking about the detractors. Not just anybody from his Covenant. He wouldn't talk about his supporters like this. Because why would he want to pay rocks to take down people who support him? That doesn't make much sense to me. So I just believe it to be people who make hate videos, or such as like Wings Redemption's troll channels like Lummox a Hired Hoodlum or Wings 007, people like that. But that's basically it for this one.
I used to pay him to take down Tearsexual videos, which explains a couple of things I'm not going to say, which some of the things that Tearsexuals do thinking that it stops me from flagging, it doesn't.
Childhood story. Now this refers to when Low Tier on stream was telling a story about when he was getting bullied as a child. Now I can't really make a joke about this because I know many people when they were younger have gotten bullied, including myself. But this isn't the only story that Low Tier's told on stream. He's also told other stories about what's happened to him when he was a child, and some of them were so bad I don't even want to say what had happened to him, because if it turns out to be true, and I'm not going to sit here and make accusations whether or not I believe the other stories to be true or not, because I'm not gonna try and slander his name just in case they happen to be true, because if they are, that's a horrible thing to go through. Now I'm not gonna talk about what I'm talking about right now in this video, but if you keep watching Low Tier clips, or maybe he'll talk about it again on the stream. But it was truly an awful thing to listen to if it really happens to be true. This clip here is just a normal story about him getting bullied as a child, and I can tell you Low Tier's a very good storyteller. He really knows how to describe what's happened to him when he was younger. But just sit back and take a look.
When you get paper, shit, move into a white neighborhood, let your kids go to a fucking prep ass school, like, just get them away from that type of shit. Trust me, being a black kid that grew up to when I had to figure out the transition from private school to public school and deal with those type of dumbass niggas when I was a child, trust me, dude. I remember me and my sister, we went to this school called Western Avenue when we were in elementary, and we had to catch the bus. This is when my mom couldn't afford private school no more. We would always be, this is how my childhood was. We would be like in private school for a while, have to go back to public. My mom would find another private school, get a better job, put us back in private. We'd have to hop out from private to public, private to public, private to public. Any fucking ways. That school, Western Avenue, for some reason, like, I don't know why, but the whole school bus full of niggas used to basically bully us. So we'd have to run home from school and they would just start clap. They'd be like, time to get your beating. Time to get your beating. We gonna fuck y'all up after school when you get off the fucking bus. And I would tell my sister, I'd be like, when we get off the bus, just run. So we would dead ass be, when we got tired of running, it would be like a bunch of kids just shouting shit at us, talking shit. But then we started running. And we did that for a very long time. And then fucking, I don't know, finally, I think what happened was the icing on the cake was this girl would always bully my sister. And I told her, she's like, big bro, like blah, blah, blah. She keeps trying to poke me with this needle. I said, listen, after we get out of school today, when we get off the bus, when she tries to do something to you, sock her in her stomach. And I'm gonna just grab you and we just gonna fucking run. We gonna book it like we always do. When we outside, we just gonna start running. Cause, you know, we used to always be outside running and shit. And so soon as she did, I said, sock her. I held the girl and my sister socked her in her stomach. And we just start running home. Now, where's this school at? I'm about to Google it. I'll tell you how far we ran. Western Avenue Elementary. Alright, damn, that's crazy. It's like almost, it's eerie to see that school on Google right now. I don't know what's up with my fucking Wi-Fi. But, so Western Avenue was off of like, it's off of 53rd. We stayed on 51st. On 51st Street. So this school is off of 51st Street West. We stayed off of 51st Street West. I know it sounds like it's not a lot of blocks, but that's a long way home. So we was just running, and the kids would not stop chasing us. I don't remember getting tired. So the kids would not stop chasing us, and I guess the girl that I told my sister to sock in the stomach, basically, her big brother, he was just like, man, he told everybody, he's like, stop. He's like, why are we even fucking with them? And they was like, cause you started it. He was like, yeah, but this shit is getting old. He's like, why don't you just stop? Like, they just too quiet kids. They don't do anything. And he just got tired of seeing us get bullied every day after school. And after that, the kids never fucked with us again. We told my mom about it. She shipped us off to another school. And we never went back to Western Avenue.
Go green. You can interchange this one with go green, go purple. There might be other colors, I'm not too sure. Essentially, now let's go on a little tangent first. I've seen comments on his Instagram below. His Covenant members are extremely loyal. I've heard them talk about he's got streams on Twitch. I'm not too sure about that, but he does have a fairly big sized Twitch channel. But I've only seen him stream on YouTube. That's because I don't really follow the man. I don't really care to. All this information is just coming from my head. This is what I know about him. Hence why I made the iceberg in my own way. But what I mean here is that no matter where he streams, he goes live. Normally his chat, let's make this very clear. From every single stream that I've seen and joined in on, it's always been members only. Dude was playing some weird basketball game. I don't even know what it was, and it was members only. What's a member? Now, if you live under a rock, which you probably don't. Actually, if you're on the internet, maybe you do. But you get my point. What it means, being a member, having a green gem, having a purple gem, you just subscribe to his channel, you pay money. You show how much of a beta you are by giving this man money. You have any idea what this man's done, what this man said, and you're going to give him money to just have a green gem or a purple gem? You know what this man can do with your gem? This doesn't give you immunity. What this can get you is you can get banned. Alright, listen, that gem doesn't make you clear from criticism. Not even Rocks is clear from criticism. That man even gets some backlash from him. He could take that purple gem, he could take that green gem, and just crush it in his hand, right? How'd you even get that green gem? How'd you even get that purple gem? Get out of here. It's as simple as that.
Oh, godlike Terry, huh? Too bad you're not godlike enough to go green. You just got that ass banned.
Goodwill. Now down here in the south, I know there's quite a bit of these stores. Up in the north, when I used to live up there, I never saw any. But I'm not going to claim anything that I don't know, okay? So, Goodwills, they're basically, you donate your stuff. Could be clothes, could be anything. Heck, they'll take this antique vase. They'll take the weirdest stuff. And then you can buy it for, like, real cheap. Essentially what this is referring to is that Low Tier God used to work at a Goodwill. Now I want to talk about this clip that I'm going to show you for just a little minute, alright? Now this clip, he says something very quickly, and I want to touch on that. It's kind of like a little bonus Easter egg, alright? He talks about Red Bulls, okay? Now, what he's referring to there is I'm pretty sure he used to drink a bunch of Red Bulls. I don't like the taste of Red Bull. I like Monster. I used to be addicted to Monster, so I can understand what Low Tier's talking about here. I don't think this is the greatest clip that could have shown what I mean by Goodwill, but it literally just refers to he used to work at Goodwill. Now let's go on another side tangent, another bonus clip, alright? He blames the trolls for losing his job because he got bigger in the internet, and then people found out where he worked, and he says that people had called his work. Now forgive me if I'm just making things up, because it's been a very long time since I've heard this. I believe that I am right in what I'm talking about right now. I really do believe I am right. But just in case I'm not right, you know, I apologize. But I'm quite sure there's a clip out there where he blames the trolls wholeheartedly for losing his job. So that's what this clip is referring to. This one here that you're going to hear about talks a little bit about the Red Bull. I think it's cut off too quickly. But it's just talking about when he used to work at Goodwill for just a little bit.
We'll get to what happened with the whole fucking addiction of Red Bulls. So basically, I was, you know, I'm tall, I'm in shape, all that type of shit. So beyond the fact, there was how many guys worked back there? It was me, and it was like 2 other dudes that worked back there. But some days it would just be one of us. So the whole breakdown of how Goodwill works, all that shit you guys see inside the store, people donate it for free.
Top is better. Now, you know, I'm a man who hasn't dabbled in this stuff, I'm gonna be honest, alright? But Low Tier here is talking about some actions that aren't quite so savory to many people. Now, I'm gonna say there's a little bit of a graphic warning, but to be honest, I'm not sure why I'm saying that if you're literally this far through. So think about that how you will. But what I'm talking about here is, you know, Low Tier, he talks about how he likes the underparts of a woman, right? Yeah, you know, that's fine, but, you know, he wants the mouth, alright? And the reason he wants the mouth is because you can do more with it. And I don't even got to explain what he means by do more, because he's going to explain it to you. Now just listen up, man. You're gonna really need to know this information. This will really help you in life. These are the top 5 tips about how to please a woman, presented by none other than Low Tier God.
Like, pussy, let me tell you niggas something. Pussy is not that good. It's not that good to fly a bitch out. Now, if you want to come and fly yourself out, cool, but for the possibility of it being foul, being loose, etc., pussy is not, for all you niggas in here that have not fucked, pussy is not that good, I'm telling you. Top is better. Let me tell you why top is better than pussy. Top is better than pussy because a mouth can do more things than a vagina. A mouth, you can go, a bitch can go, do all these virtual, you know, do all these different dick sucks, angles, different slurps, suctions, jaw bombs, flute dome. Like, there's so much shit a bitch can do with head. But The best thing about pussy is backshotting it. You bend it over, you get to see the lips. And if you're backshotting a bitch, you can smell the aroma if the pussy's foul. Now, if you're missionarying somebody, both of your genitals are down here, right? So you can't smell anything unless it's just extra foul. You can't smell the gust of potential fish or pussy unless it's a ridiculous odor. But if you're backshotting and a bitch's ass is in the air, if the ass is foul and the pussy is foul, the aroma is coming up as you're hitting. And some of us are guilty of this. There's been times I've actually hit foul pussy in my life to where I've covered up the asshole and vagina area and just still hit just to get it over with. I was like, man, just fuck it. Let's...
Rox, the man of the hour, none other than Rox himself. Now, there's a lot of people that are pretty infamous like this in Low Tier's chat and other people's chat. Darkside Philly's got a few of them, like, don't remember what their names are completely, something like King Tut, Almighty Tevin. Now, those are two different people. One's a detractor and one's a supporter. We're going to switch those around because I said them backwards. Alright. But essentially, Rox is a big supporter in Low Tier's chat, and he's been included in many stories. Sometimes Rox has overstepped his boundaries and been threatened by Low Tier. Now, I'm going to say that you know, Rox has that special infinity stone of nearly being immune as long as he doesn't go overboard with what he says. He can criticize a lot harder than other people can because he's got that infinity gem. But Rox, he's a big supporter of Low Tier. That's what it is. That's the ins and outs of it. All right. But Rox has been included in many stories. There's one story where Low Tier's talking about how after you're done with all the women in the world and you just don't get no satisfaction from women, you have to go after men. That's a whole nother story for another time. But what I'm getting to here is that, you know, Rox he's pretty close to the level of Low Tier. He's most likely peanut butter complexion stallion, most likely not dark chocolate. That's his words, not mine. So he basically, Rox has that Magnum. All right, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. But it doesn't have that Magnum XL because, quoted by Low Tier himself, Rox has not graduated. You may have seen in the earlier clip, I'm going to talk about it now, that he used to pay Rox to take down Tearsexual videos. He was paying this man who just wholeheartedly supported him, absolutely no questions asked, did whatever Low Tier wanted. But nowadays, you can see him just floating around, doing his own thing. I don't think Rox has a huge part to play. I'm going to be honest here and say I'm too lazy to look more into it, because do I really want to spend my time here? I'd rather spend my time in Wings' chat, if I'm going to be honest. But Rox has been said in many stories, so anytime you hear him talk about Rox, how about the clip in the beginning? I think I cut it out, but where he says, I'm going to chase you down in the snow, you're running. Alright, one of the main people in that story that helps him out is Rox. Alright, so we have a pyramid chart. At the top we have Low Tier, below that we got Rox, and below that we got, you know, the Covenant members, then we got the Tearsexuals right at the bottom right. So what I'm going to end this with is that Rox is the person below him. He's been seen all around, but that's pretty much it for this one. I'm sure there's a lot more we can talk about with Rox. He's maybe if somebody, well, not me because I'm too lazy, maybe somebody could make their own video about this man, because there's been a lot talked about this man. That's why he's so far down on the list, is because there's a multitude of things you could talk about this man. He's a completely different person from Low Tier. I'm not going to say he's lolcow material, because most likely he isn't. He's just been seen around his chat a lot, and he's got a huge part to play in a lot of the things Low Tier does.
Hey, Rox, what you need to worry about is getting a better fucking MBPS. So let me go ahead and clear off the spot. You can't even play Contra 3 on SharePlay. So whatever ghetto ass macaroni grease you got around your fucking router, all like Crisco oil, old fucked up ass Malto-Meal cereal pieces, not Prego but Ragu, spaghetti sauce. Get all that ghetto ass shit from around your router. Maybe your shit'll pick up a good connection speed. Nigga got fucking old sticky Tampico and all that shit under his fucking router. I want you guys to analyze this picture. This is somebody who I allowed on my platform for years. I allowed this man to relentlessly troll. I used to pay him to take down Tearsexual videos, which explains a couple of things I'm not going to say, which some of the things that Tearsexuals do thinking that it stops me from flagging, it doesn't. But this really exposed that it was him that exposed it. You know, I paid this man money to flag. You know, I wanted him to have some money in his pocket. Allowed him on my platform for years, you know. Basically even gave him a little name. I told him years ago, start streaming. People know who you are based off of my platform. Start streaming. Do something. Told him to even professional game. He said, man, I ain't doing no professional gaming shit. Like, I'm not doing that. Even try to get him to doing that. But if you look at this picture, what you're looking at is somebody who is too young to be obsessing over a nigga like me. You're about 22 years old. You got these old ass headphones on. You're looking depressed. You look malnourished. It looks like you're streaming from a closet. Your lighting is off. These pictures can pass as MySpace years. You look upset. Your eyes are beady into the screen. Everything in this picture shows that you're just a depressed individual. But I get it. You come from a slum urban area. You live with your grandmother. You don't know what's next in life. So the best thing you can do is try to troll a nigga that you can never be on his level because you got some weird fixation over me because for some magical reason you thought that I was your friend through the internet. Listen, I am a content creator. I am an entertainer. I'm not you lame ass niggas friends that stalk and troll me. All right? I tried to do this guy favors for years. And this is what he's been doing since 2017. He has never bossed up. I don't even know if this dude, he might have a car. I think he said, yeah, matter of fact, he did say he had a car and someone stole it or something like that. The nigga was living out of his car at one particular time. Everything.
The virtual and Matrix. So this one, now, there's nobody in person for him to be telling these stories to, so who's he telling them to? Well, he's talking through the microphone, through the TV screen, through whatever you're watching, All right. And he wants you to suck the virtual through the Matrix. What's he mean? Through the screen, as I said, he literally wants him sitting on one side, you sitting on another. He wants you to basically e-date him through the screen while he's telling some story. It's just some weird and wacky term he's come up with in order to describe how you are going to perform sexual actions with him in a, I guess, possible way. But that's it for this one. LTG and wings. Now, I just had to include this one. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too sure why I'm making a Low Tier God video. Because I am a straight up wingsologist. I know everything there is to know about wings. I know everything about him. That man he is my life and soul. I've followed him for maybe around 2 years now. I've watched the Frederick Knudsen Down the Rabbit Hole at least 10 times. I've listened to it countless more. But the reason I included this is because this is a pretty recent event. Not too long ago, a few months ago maybe, where Low Tier God and Wings had finally gotten around to doing a call, of course, on Zoom, because, you know, they're all on Zoom now. But I know a long time ago that Dark Side Phil was going to do a call with Low Tier God, and that man had backed out. So ever since then, I've been real happy to see that the Low Tier God and Wings have gotten to talk. Now you're probably wondering, what did they talk about? Go on, I dare you to guess. No, I'm just kidding. There's really no point because they don't talk about anything. It's literally just Wings saying the entire time while Low Tier's like, man, you gotta do something about your weight. Alright, now, I was looking through it again and I managed to stumble across this little clip here where he says, yo, is that chili? Now, I don't think Wings caught it, but Low Tier God literally thought so low of this man that he got chili stained on his card. Yeah, that's right. His ghetto certification card. Yeah, I don't know where you get one of those, but Wings has one of those. And Low Tier God had the balls to just ask to tell Wings that he had chili on his card. Just a wow. And Wings was like, no, that's not chili. That's not chili. Just wow. But I thought it was really funny, so have yourself a laugh at this.
I'm like, I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a certification card.
Right?
Housing projects of Conway.
What is that? Is that chili on the card?
No, this card was me when I was 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, okay. I was like, yo, is that chili?
No.
2%. It's a pretty simple one. Don't know how many times this video I've said that. Probably a lot. Sorry about that. I don't know how many times I've said that. I'm going to continue on. 2% basically means when Low Tier God plays Street Fighter, he's got to make this excuse, okay? This excuse that when he loses, he's only going 2%. Just 2% of his power. I don't know about you, but when I play fighting games, you know, I'm not going 100%, but I'm not going 2%. 98% power in your reserve? The fact that this man performs in tournaments that well, using only 2%. Come on, it's just an excuse in order to avoid his low performance during matches, his amount of rage quits. It's a deflection tactic in order to skew criticism away from him. So, no video for this one, but I got a picture of a pretty dang recent thumbnail of his. So, it's probably already shown up on screen. Could still be up on screen, I have no idea. But moving on. Pessimism. I included this one because there's a clip that I've stumbled upon where Low Tier has a little bit of dark thoughts, honestly. He's now I read a YouTube description, I believe, a long time ago of just a detractor video, a Tearsexual video, where it described he had been in an on and off relationship, I believe, with this woman. Now I'm not too sure how true this is because I don't want to claim this about his life if it's wrong. But if it is right, that is a possible motivation as to why he's thinking this way. In this clip here, he's going to explain that, you know, he can't get any. He feels like he can't love a woman again, and it's really hurtful to hear something like this from this man. You know, I can once again I can sort of sympathize with him. I can understand where he's coming from, but I just want you to take this clip and form your opinion of, you know, where his mental state is sitting at this current time. You know, and then he's gonna yell at some Street Fighter kid or something, and then he's not even gonna remember this. But just take this moment into consideration when you think about things. In no way advocating for him. I just want you to think about it.
Nigga, let me tell you something. I will never in my life, ever in my life, do anything as far as an overextension. I got more stories. That's not even half all of my stories where I do shit for people. I will never in my life overextend for another human being, ever. Ever. My emotions are dead. Like, when I think about sensitivity with, like, people, it makes me sick. When I think about the feeling of, like, just, like, loving somebody unconditionally to the point where it's just like, ooh, like, I can't do it. It's impossible for me.
Low Tier God's feet. Now, I had to put this one on here, okay? Because it's his feet. I mean, this is a WikiFeet kind of moment right here. Like, how could I not put this on here? I put it on the bottom because, well, I just wanted to, and I felt like it. And I feel like enough people don't know about this. It's kind of a funny moment, and it's not included in, like, the rage and assault compilations, because I don't think a man showing his feet is in any rage compilations. But you know, if you get like real excited during this clip, you know, I didn't even mean it in that way, but I meant that in a way that this clip is boring. It's just his feet. So I would say take a look, but I mean, just do what you want. LTG versus Guilty. I apologize if that's wrong, but I think I can read, and I'm pretty sure it's Guilty. If it's said another way, you know, I apologize. But you know, he's fighting this girl in Street Fighter. It's one of his, you know, many professional matches that he's done. Going along well. You know, I think she's whooping him, right? Not mega surprising, but you know, sometimes Low Tier can hold his own. But for this occasion, he's getting whooped. And what happens? The dude rage quits. The dude literally quits during the match. Like during a professional match, hits the PlayStation button, and it almost closes the application. Is what I would say if it was actually him. Now here's the misconception, and why it's on the bottom of the iceberg is because Low Tier God, I don't believe, is the one who quit that match. Now let me tell you why I think this. Most people believe he's the one that did it because the commentator literally shouts out, "Was that Low Tier God?" Because it's only right to assume that it was him, right? But it's later on figured out that it's actually his opponent that did it, and I believe she had done this as a sort of taunt to him, a sort of homage to how Low Tier normally acts during his matches, how he quits a lot of the time. But I just wanted to put that on the bottom to make sure people don't get this confused, that this actually wasn't him. So I hope that, you know, if anybody knows anything about Low Tier, this helped them understand better, or clear their minds of the previous mistake.
Street Fighter 5 again, a 3 out of 5 set, and that switch to Ed. Okay.
Going through all three characters right now. Will Ed do better for him?
Oh, there's no same side. Excuse me. Excellent offense so far from Guilty. The crush counter, yes.
LTG tries to make his way in.
V-trigger on deck already for Low Tier God, but it is V-trigger 1. That is highly punishable. That's a stun. A solid amount of... No, drops it. Goes for a quote-unquote reset. And... Oh, no. It was definitely Low Tier God, or... Okay, it was... Okay, all right. So it was Guilty. You know what? By default, we're going by the rules here. If you do go for the pause, the person can take the round. I don't know if that's what they're going to say.
Yeah, he can't take the round.
Now someone's toying with the other's emotions. Okay, well, you know, it seems to me that could have been a blatant call-out by Guilty. That has to be a blatant call-out by Guilty, because now you can see the gameplay. They're actually just going right through it. Leah's not even trying to fight back. This is actual emotional and mental Street Fighter going down before our very eyes. I do not know this matchup, Cheyenne. That's why I'm just a commentator.
This is ultimate BM right here.
This is maximum BM. This is how you lose your ranking matches.
This is like...
this is how the disconnects happen. This is where you pull the Ethernet cable away from your console.
But now she's woken up LTG as LTG gets the stun. Hasn't even gotten touched. Working on a perfect right now. He is upset.
No.
He is not having that.
You know, I gotta say, this is looking really good for Low Tier God, on the side of the fact that, you know, Leah's giving him a chance. That's what it seems like, and that's what I'm saying. That's what there's a lot of disrespect going out here at BCF, but you know what? Either you got it or you don't. That's what it comes down to.
Seroblast. God dang, dude, another name that I'm just hoping that I'm getting right. But this one's included, and I'm gonna have to censor this one, just a little bit of it, okay? Because Low Tier goes really hard on his opponent here. He rage quits a match, but the special thing about this one is this is a transgender person that he's fighting. I don't understand why that's an important fact whatsoever. Why does that even matter who his opponent is? Their opponent can do whatever they want. People are humans. There's no need to have to categorize people or differences like this. That's why I'm going to censor a little bit of this clip, because I don't believe it's right. Even if it's not considered a swear word, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm I'm not comfortable having that in my video. This is my video. I'm not comfortable having that being said. I am going to leave a majority of it uncensored. It may be a little disturbing for some people to hear, just because he's really, really mean about what he's saying here. This is one of the worst clips you can find of Low Tier's character, and this is a whole reason why I kind of wanted to make a little bit of this. I just want to state here and now that even if I am a little bit advocating for this man, it's mostly joking, but there's much worse to this guy than there is good. Okay, this is a true example of how low this man will sink. It could be out of pure rage, you could argue that, but it doesn't matter. You should be able to control yourself. Most people can control themselves, so it's unacceptable that he would say something like this to people. Equality is the number one thing I want in this world, for many people to be free, to be in their own skin, and people like this have to go and ruin it. But I'm not going to keep going on a tantrum about this. I believe you understand what this clip is talking about now that I've gone on a whole rant about it. This is something I'm very passionate about. I think you can hear that. But, without further ado, just don't enjoy.
That's exactly why I got this dude blacklisted. He ain't trans. He didn't fucking get his dick slit. He ain't got the balls for that. A real transsexual, cross-dresser, whatever the fuck you want to call it, get your dick slit. Stop being scary. How you gonna go 50%? If you really about that life, get your dick split like a fucking hot dog, let them tuck it in, make a pussy and a clitoris out of your dick. Scary ass motherfucker. While you sitting here playing Street Fighter, bitch. Playing that shit 24/7. Really be about that life and really get your dick split and turned into a vagina. How the fuck you gonna go halfway? If you really gonna do it, actually get your dick turned into a fucking vagina.
And that's it for the iceberg. Well, now I'm really going to start talking. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do at the end of the video here. These are just my thoughts. If you listened at the beginning of the video, it's the first one I've ever made. Maybe the first one I ever will make. I don't think so, because I've got a lot more ideas. Brand new created channel, of course. Now I want to talk a bit about what I'm doing here. Just in case you happen to like this video, that'd be insane if somebody actually watched this far. I'd be ecstatic to know about that. But just in case you've seen this far, my channel is not going to be centered around lolcows. It's not going to be centered around icebergs. I do think this is a fun topic. I'm gonna do whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like. I can get quite busy. I have things to do, but this is a little side project for me. And if anybody did listen this far, I'd really love to read how you felt about this. If you like this, any criticism, if there's something wrong with it, something I can fix. I've never edited a video before. I just built up the courage to do this kind of thing, and I think it's pretty crazy. So the next video, I'm gonna give you a little hint, and if I stick to it, I'm not too sure. But I believe future videos you can count on most likely will be made on Dark Souls, because that's what I play a lot of. Mostly Dark Souls 2. Yeah, I know, that's a little shocker, a little kind of moment, right? I like Dark Souls 2, yes, that's a bit controversial to many people. But I'm going to stop talking now, okay? Well, I'll try to. I'm probably going to continue on even though I said that. This video was mostly a test to see what I could do, and each video from now on is going to get even better. So if you enjoyed this, the videos will be quite different than this one, I believe, but I'm going to do different things, different tests. So let me finally end it now. If you enjoyed this, you can stick around on the channel and see what I do later on. I can't give you an estimate, but I'll do my best. And I guess the last thing I got to say is, if anybody's here, I mean, really, thanks for watching. It's incredible that somebody's seen this far, if they have. So thanks for your time, and hopefully I'll catch you later. So, see ya.
Told you that bitch was hot. Ran down on that bitch twice.